Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of Smart Counsel for Lunch. My name is Sean Downing, and I'm an attorney here at the law firm of Samuel Sayward and Baylor. We're located in Dedham, Massachusetts, and we focus our practice in the areas of estate planning, elder law, probate, and trust and estate administration. So I wanted to give an extra special happy Father's Day. Father's Day is this Sunday, just in case you forgot. And I wanted to talk a little bit about, the dads in our life. I have a great dad, so I'm very happy about that. And I get to see a lot of great dads come through our doors, who want to make estate plans. So for all the dads out there, especially if they have minor kids, a big thing to think about is what's going to happen if something happens to you with your minor kids. Who's going to take care of your children? So that's why it's really important to name guardians and conservators in your plan, and that's something you do via a will. So it's really important. But also just to have incapacity documents, right? Like a power of attorney and healthcare proxy. Who's going to take care of you, and in term to make things go smoothly with you, even if you bounce back from incapacity, so things are smoother for your kids. So that's kind of like incapacity for you, but also for your assets. It's great to set up a trust, especially if there's real estate, or if you have minor kids who, you don't want them to get money at 18. You can set up a trust to kind of create some rules to protect the assets from going through probate, protect the assets going to the kids, at an age that seems appropriate and with a level of surveillance over those assets that feel appropriate, given your situation. But Father's Day is not just about, your stereotypical dad. There's also stepdads, right? So when you have blended families, it gets a lot more confusing, especially when it comes to estate planning, right? Because stepdad and their spouse, how do you want your kids to benefit? What percentages make sense? And that's really a case per case basis, depending on the families. So it's a really good idea in that situation, usually to set up a trust, set up documents where it's really clear who's doing what, stepkids, maybe your kids, whatever it is, to make sure the process is smooth and what you would like, because it's not always obvious in step parent situations who should step in. So it's nice to have it written out nice and clear. Father's Day is also about grandfathers. And I think a consideration, a lot of grandparents come in and they say, obviously they want to benefit their kids to some degree. That's quite common. But sometimes people want to give things to the grandkids. And that's something you definitely can do, especially via a trust, possibly via a will or via a beneficiary form. And that's something we can talk about. And sometimes it's not just about giving money, sometimes you want to pass on a family heirloom or something similar. And that's something that can be included as part of your estate plan really easily. Just something a token to your grandkids to be like, hey, I was thinking of you, not just your parents, even if you want the bulk of your wealth to pass to your kids directly. There's something you can do to your grandkids too. The final, father like figures I want to talk about are father figures who aren't necessarily, biologically related to you or adopted. So what do I mean by that? So uncles or family friends or people in your life who are really who step up and really help raise people. So if you're one of those people and you have children in your life, perhaps nieces, nephews, just family friends who are important to you and you want to benefit them at your death, that's not going to be automatic if you have no estate plan, right? If there's no familial connection or it's not a direct familial connection, you're going to need an estate plan to make sure that people you want to benefit benefit. In a similar vein, if you are someone who has a father figure, like person in your life who's not related to you biologically, and you might want them to help you if you become incapacitated or make healthcare decisions for you if you become incapacitated. And that's something that's not going to be automatic either, right? They're not going to necessarily admit someone to the hospital if they're not related to you, even if they're really important. So it's great to have that written down that this person can come visit me in the hospital. This person I want to make healthcare decisions if they're that kind of figure in your life. So again, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, whatever type of father they are. And we hope to see you around the office. Have happy summer too. That's coming up. And enjoy the beautiful weather. All right. See you around the office.